Okay, I think we're good.
All
right.
Go over the left a little bit. Was it? No, on the green, baby. Okay, perfect.
All
Just want to make
right.
sure.
Cool. All right, so.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello, Katie. Okay, so tonight we're talking about scars and wound care. This is something that we have a lot of experience with because our dogs get hurt all the time somehow.
It's true. All the time.
We're out and about a lot, so there's more chances of them getting hurt when we hike and go to the dog park and whatever. So we will share our knowledge with you.
Absolutely. We'll do our best to. All right. So many of you have been a part of our classes before. We know that Katie has, so this is just going to be a quick recap. So doTERRA believes in responsible sourcing and efficiency during the harvest and production to provide the highest quality oil. There's something called CPTG, which stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. The purity of an essential oil is its most important characteristic. And an essential oil that isn't pure means you run the risk of putting germs or heavy metals or adulterants onto or into your body, which can provoke irritation, create adverse effects, and even cause sickness. But this certified pure therapeutic grade that doTERRA,
it's the
standard that they set. They literally created their own testing process and called it just the CPTG. And so if you do want to get the best results possible, you want to opt for the certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and that's actually why we ended up going with doTERRA over other brands.
Yeah, because we had been experimenting with them for a year and a half with other oils, and then these are the ones that we have the quickest turnaround with. So
yeah,
and they smell the best in my opinion.
Yeah, and
which really helps, especially when you're pregnant.
Something that's kind of nice is that all the oils are tested by a third party, company, and so it's really kind of a reassuring thing. Okay.
We're just going to jump right into it. We're going to start talking about, I want to say we have like 8 oils on the list that help with the healing process, whether it's scarring or wound care, to prevent infections, stuff like that. So first one on the list is Melaleuca, which is tea tree oil. This one was actually part of the first day of the BOGO this week. So we jumped on that and got some.
Absolutely.
So most of these, we're just going to like run through what they do because a lot of these oils do the same thing. Basically, they're all antifungals, antibacterials, anti-inflammatories. So we'll probably skip right over that each time that we get to a slide. But with Melaleuca, this oil cleans the wound. So if you're, whether it's you or your dog, you get out, you get a scratch, you're bleeding, they always say to put Melaleuca on it first to help clean the wound before you try to put the other oils on it to help prevent everything else that goes along with
infection.
Thank you.
Infection. Bacteria getting in there.
Yeah. So Melaleuca promotes faster healing by regenerating the tissues that were damaged. So kind of cool.
Which is super nice. And actually, there's a few oils on our list that do that. Some of them do it more effectively and efficiently than others. So,
and that one is a part of the basic 10 oils.
Yes, and so is this one, lavender. Lavender we talk about all the time because it's so good at so many things.
So versatile.
I actually didn't know that lavender helped in cell regeneration. It kind of blew my mind because lavender, it smells so good and everybody likes it, to put it in a diffuser, to put it, some people might use it for perfume or whatever. And this whole time, it's actually a really powerful cell regenerative oil. It's also very powerful antiseptic and has great antibacterial properties, and can also increase cell growth. It also, just kind of going back from the antiseptic and the antibacterial, it has antimicrobial as well properties that protect wounds from infection. It soothes skin irritations, everybody knows that, but it's important to note things like burns and eczema and acne, and it goes great in a wound, just to soothe the effects that come from a wound.
Well, and it helps clear it up too. And we were cooking last Monday. We were cooking breakfast for dinner, and I was in charge of bacon, which was a huge mistake. And the oil came out and got like all over my feet, and so it instantly started like bubbling up. So I went and grabbed the lavender, put it on it, and it immediately started working. Helped with the pain. Helped with the nasty bubble that was forming from the burn. And I only had to apply it like 2 or 3 times, and then I was perfectly fine. So with these oils, you do want to apply them. Like say you get a burn when you're cooking, you want to apply it as often as you need. Whenever you start to feel that burning sensation again, put a little more on, and then you're good to go for a while. So, but the lavender does help with the healing process as well as helping it feel better. So, and then soothing the burn.
to avoid instances like that, like figure out who the best bacon cooker is in the house. Go with that person. I'm obviously the best bacon cooker in our house, so
it's true.
Chelsea stepped in this time, but thankfully we had lavender to help soothe her burns. Anyway, lavender promotes collagen production. That's interesting.
That's why it's used in a lot of facial products.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It accelerates the formation of new vascular tissue, veins, arteries, capillaries. Here's kind of an interesting fact. It said the quote says until World War I, but actually we heard that in the Korean War and Vietnam, that lavender was used to treat and disinfect wounds. Hospitals also use lavender to sterilize surfaces and equipment, and soldiers actually carried it on the battlefield, just to assist in injuries or bullet holes or whatever. Yeah. It's easily and quickly absorbed into the skin, and it can be detected in the blood within 5 minutes. It's also important to note that lavender is really gentle on the skin, but it seems as though its effects are improved with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil. Like fractionated coconut oil can make it last longer, or can help drive it into the skin further, or can just improve the benefits.
Yeah, so if you put fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil on your wound first and then put the lavender on, it's going to slow down the process of it, like your skin taking it in. But if you want to be like a catalyst, you're going to put the lavender on first and then put the fractionated coconut oil on second, and that's what's going to help drive it in quicker. So kind of cool.
Super awesome. Okay, frankincense. Frankincense is the king of oils. It's valuable. Like lavender, it's valuable in so many different ways.
They all are. We're probably going to say that about each one.
I know, it's probably true.
Frankincense, they say, when in doubt, grab frankincense. Right?
When in doubt, pull Frank out.
Yeah. So
that was cheesy, but yeah.
It was awesome though. So yeah, this one you can use for lots of different reasons, but since we're just talking about wound care and scars today, that's what we'll go with. Again, antiseptic, disinfectant, basically all the oils that we're talking about are like that. This one counters foul smells that come from wounds. So if you have like an older wound, this will help with that. Let's see, reduces the appearance of scars, stretch marks, and acne, blemishes, and scarring. Frankincense I use to help prevent stretch marks along with some other oils because I don't want those. And then it helps in the healing of surgical wounds, helps relieve inflammation and pain. So kind of cool that it helps relieve pain.
Going back to frankincense real fast, I was trying to look it up really fast, but frankincense is actually a essential oil that affects your body on a cellular level, and so it's used in a lot of different products. There's a product that dōTERRA produces called DDR Prime, and it's an awesome. I think it's a supplement. It's like it's like in a veggie cap. It's a supplement. It's a really awesome supplement, and I would like to make a note about that so that we can come back to that later in the class after I've had a chance to look it up. as well as maybe some of the other things that frankincense is included in. But that's one of the reasons that it's so good at basically everything, and it's so effective, is because it's a cellular, like it affects oils on it's an oil that affects your body on a cellular level. So lemongrass, on to the next one. I love lemongrass personally. I know that our dogs Abby and Gunner love lemongrass, not because it tastes good, because it doesn't taste very good, but because of what it does to your body is so amazing. So it reduces pain and inflammation.
I actually use it for pregnancy inflammation. I bathe in it. Like I put drops in my bath. So I'm sure to work with inflammation.
All you pregnant ladies or people who have pregnant dogs, that's an important note. Maybe put a little asterisk next to that. So it inhibits the internal and external growth of microbes and bacteria in the body. Very awesome. It reduces fever by battling infections. It's also an antiseptic and an astringent. What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. I was like,
She's got her breath. All right. It's an antifungal. It strengthens nerves throughout the body and stimulates them, and it relieves itchy skin. So an important thing to note about lemongrass is that lemongrass is really good for the connective tissues in your body. So let's take Gunner. Okay, Gunner, you
want to say hi? Come on, bud.
Yeah, here's Gunner Bummer.
Like, what are you doing?
Little Gunner Bummer. We call him that because when he was a puppy, he would destroy stuff, and he was kind of a bummer.
No, we did not call him that.
Anyway, he had these joint issues in his front shoulders of his shoulders of his front two legs. And lemongrass was an awesome oil because it addressed some issues with his ligaments and tendons. We assumed they were growing pains, but he was struggling and he was in a lot of pain. And lemongrass was an awesome oil that we used on him that helped to ease that pain and really help him get better. I use it on myself. I've got a whole bunch of sports injuries that I deal with, and particularly in my knees and my back. And I love the effects of lemongrass for my connective tissue, my ligaments and my tendons.
And it's a pretty affordable oil.
And it's really cheap.
$10 wholesale.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the difference between wholesale and retail, I wanted also to make a note. The frankincense, the difference in price from wholesale to retail is massive.
Yeah.
So it benefits you to be a wholesale customer.
The wholesale membership is $35 for the year, and that basically pays for it if you're going to buy frankincense. So.
And you need frankincense. It's awesome. Anyway.
But it's also part of the basic 10, isn't it?
It's also part of the basic 10.
So, yeah. And if you buy a kit, then you don't even have to pay the $35. So
there you go.
Anyways, all right. So on to rosemary. This improves the appearance of skin. It looks like I forgot a word there. Stimulates hair regrowth. So Gunner, we should probably bring him up here again. He has been losing hair on his chest for whatever reason.
He's 10 months old and he's already balding.
We thought it was because when he plays, Abby kind of goes after him right there. But I think it's something else. So we've been putting the oils on him. Rosemary's one of them. And it's starting to grow back. I took a before picture. We need to take an after and put them side by side. We should have done that in this.
It's important to note that it grew back because it wasn't growing back on its own.
Right. And we waited for a while.
We tried to give it some time to grow back, and it just wasn't. And so we had to, take it a step further and
start using the oils.
Start using oils on them, and it's been effective.
Rosemary is a catalyst for wound healing, so it's just going to speed up that healing process. Has great antioxidant properties, reduces itching and irritation. I don't even know what that is.
What?
Sebum.
Sebum?
Yeah.
Whatever it is probably bad.
I probably should have looked that up beforehand. Oh, it causes breakouts and acne. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so this is more for humans, but it reduces the oil and sebum production that causes breakouts and acne in your skin. So if you put a little drop of this into your face lotion or whatever, if you have acne issues, then it will help reduce the buildup of the oils and everything. So cool.
Yeah. Probably you can pull from that information that if your dog is experiencing any type of issues on their skin. Maybe they have some sort of eczema. Maybe they have some sort of just an irritation of some kind. That rosemary would be a great oil to put on the affected area.
Yeah.
Patchouli. It's a great oil. It's kind of fun to say. It stimulates skin cell regeneration. A lot of these do. We just picked all of the ones that fell under this category. It's also an anti-inflammatory, heals wounds by helping them close up, and it facilitates the rejuvenation of old and new skin cells. So others do it, but this one seems a little bit more aimed towards that cell regeneration and the rejuvenation of old and new skin cells. And so this would probably be a really great addition to a blend that you were making yourself.
Yeah. And the reason
for a wound.
Yeah, the reason why we included this one is because it's in one of our DIYs for skincare. So we don't own this one yet. We should. Yeah.
Next purchase.
Yeah.
Next order.
But with all these other oils, it's not like you have to have every single one of these, because they all basically do the same thing. But it's nice to have the oils to make, because they're gonna do more for you or your dog when you blend them together, when you make a blend. If you use 3 or 4 oils versus just one oil. So
I think it's also important to note that they all do the same thing. Well, many of them do the same things, but in slightly different ways. And so that's why it's important to use a variety.
Yes.
So with these next 2 oils, I Googled a good essential oils for wound care. And I want to say that myrrh and the next oil, helichrysum, actually didn't show up, which kind of blows my mind because they are so valuable for wound care and, a list of other issues. But we want to go over them. So myrrh, it soothes skin like lavender. It promotes a smooth, youthful-looking complexion. It protects wounds from infections like the others. It acts as a fungicide, antiseptic, anesthetic, and antioxidant like many of the others. It stops hemorrhaging in wounds. It prevents microbes from infecting and growing in our body systems. It aids in pain relief, which is an important thing that a lot of the other ones don't do. Inflammation and infections. It seeks out free radicals and reverses oxidative damage. Probably a side effect of it being an antioxidant. And it has no adverse side effects, unlike other antibiotics, such as weakening of the liver or digestive malfunction. Mm-hmm. It's a really important characteristic of this essential oil, that you can use this, and it doesn't damage your body. Some of these, some of these antibiotics you can take, if you take too much of it, you will injure yourself. It's important to note that myrrh, you can't injure yourself.
I feel like with a lot of antibiotics, you run the risk of hurting your liver, which is crazy to me that they're supposed to be helping you, but then they
hurt you in other ways.
Yeah, and so with oils, if you use a ton of oils all at once and take them all internally, then your liver may be overworked, but you don't have that same effect of like weakening of the liver.
You don't run the risk of that negative side effect if you just, use the oil or even use it in a little bit of excess.
Yeah. Which is something that I did at first when we got the oils.
It's true. And
I overused everything.
Okay, helichrysum.
This is like the most amazing oil.
I think that maybe for wound care, this probably frankincense and helichrysum would be my go-to. It's a really expensive oil, but it's because of the benefits that you get from using it. So,
and the reason why he always goes to frankincense, it drives all the other oils in.
It's true.
Amongst other reasons, but
also I have an experience with helichrysum.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, well, let me run through this stuff first. So,
fine.
helichrysum restores the skin like the others. It dissolves the blood clots caused by hemorrhage. An important note that I don't remember any of the other oils having that characteristic. It promotes the healing of tissues, similar to the others. It's an anti-inflammatory, septic, microbial, and coagulant, much like the others. It's a tissue regenerator, much like the others. Heals wounds and cuts quickly. I can attest to that it does. And I'll go over that later. Makes scars disappear fast, an important characteristic. Clears up spots left on your skin by pox, boils, and other skin irregularities. Awesome characteristic. It smooths and softens the skin to help retain moisture. It promotes cell health and production of new cells and encourages recycling of dead cells. So we were at a class, and it was maybe our first class, and I was still a big skeptic.
Oh, yeah.
I was still a big skeptic, and we were with the lady that introduced us to essential oils. We were in this class, and if I'm being 100% honest, I totally fell asleep because it started talking about this thing that I was totally bored about.
Like about women's
so
health.
I was, which is important, but it just didn't, appeal to me in that moment after a long day of work. And so I did my best to not nod off, but I was unsuccessful at stopping myself a few times. But so the meeting gets out, and I'm like, wow, that was cool. And
he's drowsy from his nap.
I'm kind of drowsy from my nap, and I have my hand on the rail going down the stairs. And for whatever reason, these stairs have the most jagged, edges. Or excuse me, the railing had the most jagged edges, and I totally cut my finger, and it just stripped the skin right off. And it immediately started bleeding. A lot. Which is a good thing because, the wound is clean. But
yeah, as it
immediately started bleeding. I got to drive home. Chelsea and I are in different cars. And our we'll just call her upline, Debbie, we'll call her Debbie. Debbie says, hey, I've got an oil for that. I was like, okay, of course. She's like,
let it bleed for a second.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And so I wiped off.
Did she put Melaleuca on it first?
No.
She didn't? Okay.
We just wiped it off. We just wiped the blood off, and she put on helichrysum, and it stopped bleeding. Mm-hmm. First of all, it stopped bleeding so that I could drive home without getting blood everywhere in my car. And I don't even remember. I'm looking at a finger. I don't even remember which finger it's on because there's no scar or anything. And it healed so much faster than I expected it to. It healed so much faster than I should have. And I have experience with this because I was a diver. And if you've ever been around diving, or if you've ever dove yourself,
springboard diving,
when you grab your hands to enter the water, your fingernails, if you don't cut them, you cut the backside of your fingers a whole lot. And so I'm familiar with these type of wounds. And it healed so quickly, and I was blown away. So I've got, maybe for lack of a better word, a testimony of helichrysum that it works, and it works
quickly.
Fast. Yeah.
Okay. Our DIYs. Okay. So we just went over a whole bunch of oils that are good for scar care, wound care. There are so many more. We only just talked about a few of them, honestly. But for wounds, these would be open wounds, whether you or your dog are bleeding. This is good for anybody and everybody. 10 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of melaleuca, and then your fractionated coconut oil. We put this one on here because these are oils from your basic 10. So if you buy the basic 10 kit, you're going to have everything you need for this one. I suggest putting it in a 30 milliliter glass spray bottle. It's easier to put it on their wounds if you spray it instead of trying to pour the oil on or try to rub it into the wound. So you'll drop all the oils into the empty glass and then fill the rest of it up with the fractionated coconut oil. And then before you use it each time, to shake it up, spray it, and you'll be good to go. And then with the scar care, these have a few of the higher. These are some of those high caliber oils. Yeah. So 10 drops helichrysum. You want to finish because yeah, sure. 6 drops of lavender. Oh no, are you okay? Sorry, everybody. There's an oil Pregnancy. For that. There's an oil for that. We'll probably address that after the class is over. 6 drops of lavender, 8 drops of lemongrass, 4 drops of patchouli, 5 drops of myrrh, and then fill the rest of the way up with fractionated coconut oil. Awesome blend. We use glass bottles They're
like,
better.
You can use a plastic bottle,
but the
like,
oil
use your spray
stick.
bottle. But the oil stick. I mean, if you want to be a big freak like we are, then get glass bottles.
You can find them for so cheap. It's not even a big
true,
deal.
Whatever. So, and you just spray them right on and watch them work. I mean, it's not like you wait 30 seconds and all of a sudden your scar is gone. It takes, multiple applications, maybe weeks of applications, but you will see a difference.
So for this one, because it's scar care, I might even do it in a roller bottle to like roll it onto the scar. This one you can actually use for open wounds as well. We just decided to do it for scar care because a lot of these were specific to scarring.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would use it on, or like in a roller bottle, put on your wound or your scarring, your dog scarring. I think I was going to say something else, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, you can find a lot of different blends online. We looked at the ones that we've used, and then 2 with the scar care, we use a different blend, but this one had a lot of really great reviews. So that's why we decided to do this one, because everybody had amazing results with it. So we wanted to share that with everybody. So
I think it's important to note that the other DIY, with the one that doesn't have the helichrysum and the one that doesn't have the lemongrass, patchouli myrrh, all that, this is still a great blend, still a great option. Mm-hmm. Just because it doesn't have the helichrysum and the other ones in there doesn't mean that it's not effective. It's still a great blend.
Exactly.
Just the scar care one has a few more oils that are specifically focused on wound or scar care. Mm-hmm. So that's why we included those.
So this one we use for sunburns and stuff, but it works for other skin irritations.
So
like burns and whatever.
We covered this one before. I think we covered this in our class
last week for lavender.
Yeah.
So these 3 oils, again, are in your basic 10. So we wanted to give you another option for skin soothing. So if your dog has hot spots or whatever, or they just get overheated during the summer or something, just spray it on them and they're good to go. We put it on the dogs after going to the dog park. We put it in between their paw pads, kind of sprayed in there, mm-hmm. and then we'll put it on us too. So it's just kind of nice to have things around the house that you can make that are all natural that you and your dogs can use. Because we're trying to actually get away from just doing things for the dogs. I know that's kind of what we were geared toward at first, but we want y'all to know that these are beneficial for you too.
Everyone in the family.
Yeah. Babies even, which is why we, really started getting into this in the first place. I mean, we started using oils with the dogs, but we really started to purchase a whole bunch once we got pregnant.
In preparation for our little boy.
But yeah, so they're safe for puppies, safe for babies, the elderly.
Safe for pregnant moms.
Yeah. So anyways, this is one of our favorite blends. We use it all the time. So
it's true. Chelsea,
and it smells really good and it feels really good.
Chelsea is a magnet for sunburns, and this blend works wonders.
Mm-hmm. Or even if I'm just hot from like walking the dogs.
That's true.
During the day, I'll just like come back and like spray it on me. And it's amazing.
It's that peppermint.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really excited about this. So this week is doTERRA's BOGO week. You buy one, get one free. What was it, Monday? You bought a Melaleuca. You got, what was it that we got for free? I can't even remember. Pregnancy brain, and it rubs off on people. So
it's true.
It's contagious. Anyway, so like today it was, or was it yesterday? All my days run together. There was a buy a Terrazyme. I think it's today. Buy Terrazyme.
No, it was yesterday. Because today was a peppermint in past tense.
Man.
Yesterday was Terrazyme and Digestin.
Yep, you got Digestin for free. So those you can both use on you and your dogs if your dog has any digestive issues, if they have gas, if they get sick in the car. So we want everybody to take advantage of this. Each BOGO is only good for 24 hours, though.
So you're out of luck for the last 2 days. But today you can pounce, and then tomorrow and Friday they'll also offer BOGOs. We won't know what they are until
midnight
the night before.
Yeah. So if you're interested in the BOGOs, let us know. We can get you on a Facebook page where we do all the updates. We talk about each oil or each supplement that they're giving away that day. So it's awesome. There's lots of great information. Even if you're not interested right now, if you're like, oh, like I need to wait till next paycheck, or, oh, I don't really know about this, you should definitely get on the Facebook page. Just message us, let us know, send us an email.
Literally double the oil for the price of one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome.
Okay.
And then contact us.
Yeah. Here's how to get a hold of us. If you have any questions, if you want us to cover some topics that we didn't discuss, if you want to schedule a one-on-one, we can do a wellness consult for you or for your pups.
That's our favorite. You tell us what your needs are and what your dog's needs are. We go pull all of the information that you'll need to be successful with the oils to help whatever issues that you or your dog may have. We have someone that we're getting on a phone call with that I would have never thought about, but doggy ADHD. So we've been doing a lot of research, contacting people about those sorts of issues, and we're going to talk to her one-on-one about this and go into detail. So it's kind of nice. It's more personal, of course, than these online classes. So if you're interested, if you have anything, just let us know.
Regardless, come at us with questions, even if they seem ridiculous, or even if it seems like maybe an essential oil wouldn't help, because I have yet to see something that an essential oil couldn't help. So come to us if you have any questions. Or if you just want to talk about your dogs. We'd like to talk about our dogs. We'd love to talk about your dogs.
Yeah. Or if you are interested in buying one of the kits or buying single oils, let us know.
Yeah.
And then we can get those to you, and we'll try to cut down on the shipping for you wherever you're at. So
cool.
The
Ta-da! Should we let's end it.
Thanks for joining, or thanks for watching. Katie, do you have any questions that you want to ask while we're still recording, or?
No, I think I got everything.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
Nope. Sorry, we're still trying to figure that. Okay, stop.